to add some movement and fun into those activities. So we'll dive right in. That's us. One of the things I'm enjoying this summer is working on plants and things in the garden. And Michelle, do you want to explain that photo? I like the story.
Sure. Yeah, we during all the COVID craziness and shutdown in our community, a bunch of local photographers we're doing the front porch project where they'd come out and they'd take pictures of your family, and then we made a donation to our local food bank. So during our front porch project, we did it in the backyard and we threw my 10-year-old in the pool. And so it was pretty cold because it was late February. So, but it was fun. So, well, thanks, for being here today.
And if you're not familiar with the Alliance for a Healthier Generation, we're a national children's health nonprofit, and we work to empower kids to develop healthy habits. And one of the ways we achieve that is by providing professional development to folks just like you. So we want you to leave today with a lot of tools and resources, things you can try. You can use in person or virtually. You can adapt them. You can use them in your own personal life with your own family as well. So we want you to have fun today. And we do have some intentions and some objectives. So we have 4 of them. So we want you to learn at least 5 activities for parties and picnics, backyard fun. Again, these can be adapted virtually. Like we're already doing, we just want to share and connect with you. Again, there's so much uncertainty. One of the best things that we can do right now is just be here for each other. So turn on your video if you want, participate in the chat. We're going to have a lot of activities for everyone to hopefully enjoy. We do want to invite you to be part of Moving More at Home, which is a campaign that we have going on right now, and it's in partnership with Polls. So we're going to share more about that later. And then, of course, we want you to smile, have fun, and move. So those are our 4 intentions for today. Michelle, did I miss anything? Those sound good?
I think that's good.
All right. So the first activity we wanted to do with you all is just knowing that our program, in many cases, our programming is shifting virtually. You know, connecting with each other is more important than ever. So an activity we've been putting in almost all of our virtual trainings this summer is from Sanford Harmony. And these are downloadable, quick connection cards. And you can see one of the examples on your screen. And this is my favorite one. So the question is, what has made you feel proud? So I would love if folks who have dialed in, what's something that's made you feel proud? And you could be this month, it could be this week, it could be anytime this year. What's made you feel proud? What about you, Michelle?
So I will say what has made me feel proud, especially this week, is I got my 2 oldest ones through their summer reading list. And it was very difficult, but I feel good about it because they finally finished it.
Nice. And it's, I think we just got out of summer learning week. So good timing, Michelle. So feel free you can write in the chat box. Oh, thanks, Jess. Being innovative and planning engaging learning experiences for your students. Absolutely. I think this is the 23rd or 24th webinar that Michelle and I have taught over the last couple months. And we've definitely seen that from so many educators, really being adaptable and innovating in these challenging circumstances. So again, these are Sanford Harmony Quick Connection cards. You can use these if you use them in person, or you could use them virtually. You could share them in your staff meeting. Lots of different ways that you can try out this resource. Thanks, Emily. Kids are attending your virtual summer camp and enjoying it. It's been a struggle to convert everything to digital, but you're having some success. Excellent. Thank you for sharing that, and congrats. It's really challenging to convert to digital, but it's also, you miss out connecting one-on-one with students. So hopefully this type of resource will bring some of that into your program. And you'll notice on all of our slides, we have a link in the bottom right-hand corner that will take you to this particular resource. So don't feel like you have to take too many notes today. You'll get these slides and you can watch the recording and you'll get access to these resources. Enrique, thanks for sharing. Supplying art materials for students to stay busy during the summer. Excellent. And we have an art activity in this presentation as well that you can try. Oh, thanks, Jess. Yeah, follow Foundations for highlights. Is that on, I'm going to assume that's on social media. I know you can follow Foundations on Twitter for sure. Let's keep going. So all of our work is grounded in the National After School Association standards for healthy eating and physical activity. So these just a playbook that out of school, after school, summer programs can follow to provide guidance around nutrition and physical activity and staff training. Healthier Generation has put together a set of roadmaps to help you, one, understand the standards, but then get a list of resources that will help you actually meet those standards. So today we're going to bring some of those best practices to life. And we just finished creating a new roadmap focused on chronic health conditions. Michelle, do you want to tell everyone about that one?
Sure. Just this past year, we worked with the National School Nurses Association to create a roadmap on managing chronic health conditions for children in the out of school time. And so it's written more at the director coordinator level of what can be done to meet up with school nurses, put information on registration forms for students about their chronic conditions and how it's being managed during the school day or at home, and how it can transfer over into out of school time programming. And so, yeah, so it's been really well accepted and just has some really great resources and ideas of how out of school time programs can ensure that they're doing what they can for students with chronic conditions.
Great. Thank you, Michelle. All right, so it's summer, so it's heating up out there. So the first activity we wanted to share with you all is called Silly Water. So you can see on your screen, there are cards that list different fruits and vegetables. And of course, there's a water card. So we want to know, what's your recipe for silly water? So what, maybe something you've tried, something you want to try, but just a simple, this is just a simple activity that you could use to talk about healthy hydration. Of course, hopefully it'll give you some ideas too. All right, Michelle, what silly water are you trying this summer?
So I tried recently and watermelon and mint, and it was really, really good. We added a little mint to it.
Nice. I might have to get some watermelon. I was going to show you, Michelle. So mint has become my new add-in for the silly water. I found this nice little jar. I'm keeping it, and I put it on my desk. It smells really nice. So mint water all the way here. Although now I want to add in the watermelon. All right, Bianca agrees. Watermelon and mint is awesome. I've been doing that. Kelly says pineapple and basil. Very cool. I might have to give that a try. Anybody else? What silly water would you want to try? I also like cucumber and water. Cucumber mixed in with water. It's pretty simple. Lime, keep it classic. Excellent. Well, so there's a lot of reasons behind staying hydrated. Of course, if you're being more physically active, but dehydration has been connected to mood. So if you want to pick me up, make sure and add additional water into your day and try to throw in some of your favorite fruits and vegetables. Water is also an important thing to consume over coffee in the afternoon for a better night's sleep. I know Michelle and I have been chatting about this all summer long, or spring long, trying to dial back the coffee around 3 o'clock and swap it for some infused water. There's a resource you'll get. It's called Snack Ideas to Fight Fatigue and Rest Better at Night. Definitely check that out. And it talks about the importance of drinking more water. So if you like these cards, they're a free printable resource from our friends at the National Recreation and Park Association. They have a curriculum called Foods of the Month. So you'll get that download. So if you want to make your own cards, you could print them out, use them in person. There's a lot of different resources in Foods of the Month. And of course, the instructions for Silly Water, if you want to pass it on to staff. All right, we're gonna keep moving. So this next resource is one of my favorites. It's our nature-based bingo card. And you can see on your screen, each square has a different idea on either being active or more mindful in nature. So Michelle, which of these activities, what nature activities do you enjoy? Have you tried anything new?
Well, we have. We did a painting outside with my kids. We kind of took art class outside, and the kids painted on a clear, what is it? Shower curtain. So I gave them acrylic paint, and then we hung a huge clear shower curtain on the fence line, and they just painted on it. And it was really fun because we'd been doing a lot of stuff inside. And so yeah, so that was the draw, or paint a picture of something outside.
That's a great example. And there are a lot of benefits to doing creative arts activities just like that. I've been sharing a book. I've read it a couple times this spring. It's called A Teacher's Guide to Resiliency Through the Arts. I'll try and hold it up here. But it talks about the importance of art activities for resilience. And, when there's a lot of stress and uncertainty going on, creative arts activities that involve painting or drawing or music or movement, visualization can actually help you feel more grounded. Although it's a fun activity, there's some science behind it about why it's so important right now. And Enrique, I know you mentioned that earlier, doing some arts activities with your students. So for the crowd who's following along, what activities are you already enjoying? Maybe you're a citizen scientist and you're identifying birds and insects. It could be painting or planting an indoor herb garden. What do you think? What are you already doing? Oh, and Jess, while folks are thinking, good question. Good ideas on how to incentivize children to do this. I'm assuming you're talking about the nature-based activities. I think building in choice and youth voice is one of the most important things that we can do, is offering kids a variety of activities and letting them pick the ones that they would like to do. And be okay that not every activity is going to be a win for kids. They may not want to identify birds or insects or build something. Folks have different skills and talents. So take it easy on yourself. If you try something, it's not a home run, try something else. That's why I like a resource like the bingo card. It gives a lot of different variety. All right, Bianca says lots of yoga outdoors, painting. Emily says live online arts and crafts classes, book club. Oh, Jess, okay, like if they complete one row or the whole thing, your kids are unfortunately very extrinsic. I like it. Maybe it's if you complete a row, then you get to make a special snack or create, try a new kind of craft. Or Michelle, you have kids. How would you incentivize your little ones to do an entire row?
Mine are pretty competitive with each other. So they don't really need a lot of incentive. I think like what you just said though about giving them choice would be helpful, because some of the things that my 10-year-old would love to do, she's very artistic and loves that kind of stuff. The other two might not. They'll be more into like charades games and things like that. So I think just giving them the opportunity, to choose their own. And we do like, incentives as far as we go on bike rides and things like that. They don't need a lot to get them motivated when it comes to being against each other.
Cool. Thanks, Michelle. Bianca has a good idea. For motivation, their program will have a reward system for parents. If they get a few bingos, they're entered into a drawing. They can use different types of bingo cards throughout the year. Really good idea.
Really good idea.
All right, we're going to keep moving. So again, you'll get a link so you can access nature-based bingo. Shout out to our teammates on our family engagement team that created these resources. This one's been super popular. Good, Bianca. I'm glad you're enjoying it. All right, so another one of our activities on the bingo card is called Wildlife Charades. So Michelle and I made a virtual version of this. So if you're doing blended learning, if you're hosting a Zoom party and you want something fun and silly to do, you could do Wildlife Charades. You don't have to be in person. We actually just made up this table that has farm animal, wildlife. I think I picked farm animals in Olympic sports. So you could come up with your own table. You're more than welcome to use mine. So Wildlife Charades, of course, as easy as pick an animal, pick an activity, act it out, and then take turns guessing. And Paula, I like this. I love the image of a chicken doing deadlifts with its little wings. That is the best part about Wildlife Charades, is that it can be completely silly. And I think that's what we all need right now. It's just an opportunity to disconnect and to be silly and have fun with each other, not look at the news and instead pretend to be a dog doing karate. We won't do Wildlife Charades today, but hopefully you'll take it home with you and give it a try. We did it on a webinar with Kansas a few weeks back, and it was absolutely hysterical. So give it a try and tag, if you do it, tag Foundations on Twitter, because we'd love to see what you come up with. Again, make your own version. The best part about this is that you can just invent it and you know, have your kids come up with their own ideas as well. Anything you want to add to Wildlife Charades, Michelle?
No, I agree. It's just really fun. It's just, you know, and even for the adults to do it, or kids themselves, like making up, like Player's Choice is always fun too, because they get to make something up and they come up with the craziest things. And it's just fun.
Awesome. Yes, Jess, please convince Foundation staff to video themselves doing this. I think that's what the world needs now.
I'd love to see my friend Rhonda being a bee doing karate. Tell her that.
And if you're wondering, like, what's the science behind this? One of the best practices in the After School Association standards is focused on cooperative physical activity. And we want to use physical activity to foster belonging. You know, there's a time and a place for competitive activities, but there's also an importance behind creating a sense of community, utilizing movement and fun. So this was a great one. No way to really win or lose. Everyone gets an opportunity to play. So it takes out some of the pieces of competition that might be challenging, especially for kids who are experiencing adversity and trauma or new to the group as well. All right, we're gonna keep moving. So I have a challenge for you. So I took this photo. This is of a parking lot near my house. And of course, we're all, you know, physical distancing looks differently depending on where you are. But I took a photo of a parking lot, and I would like to challenge you. How would you turn that space into an obstacle course? And you may have noticed that Sidewalk Chalk obstacle course was one of the squares on the Nature Bingo card. So think about that for a minute. Put your answer in the chat box. How would we turn that empty parking lot into an obstacle course? Michelle, you're an expert at outdoor activities and games. What's coming to mind for you?
Well, I think it would be fun to set up little like they could do Foursquare, like in one, like just different circuits of activities that they could do. That would be really easy, using sidewalk chalk to kind of guide them through the circuits. Older students seem to like that more so than just the little games that they play. And for younger ones, like hopscotch and just fun little things that they can do in each of maybe the parking places.
Nice, great ideas. I like the numbers on the parking spots because I think that lends itself to an easy physical activity circuit. So, you could go from spot to spot, and let's say you do 15 jumping jacks and you do 14 balance on one foot or 13 bunny hops. So you could use the numbers, they're already printed to guide the activity. Donna has some good ideas here for equipment and supplies, cones and hula hoops and jump ropes. Yep, you could do like a jump rope in one square. You could do hula hoops in another. Jess is not having 31 push-ups. I don't think I would like that either. Kelly says game board type path using chalk. You could use dice to see where you go. Nice. Yeah, a big open space. The best thing is, if you give young people the parameters and say, we're going to use this space to create an obstacle course, how would you do it? They're going to come up with all types of ideas. Again, you're creating this parameters and giving a little bit of guidance, but letting them lead the way. Katie, glad you're here. Hop over the lines already painted, walk on them like a balance beam. Excellent idea. On a webinar we did earlier this summer, someone said something similar, but talking about the floor is lava. So using some of the chalked spaces as the ground, and you're staying balanced to avoid the lava. Shapes on the floor that are spaced out to get from one end to the other. Yep, the floor is lava. Awesome. Super fun. All right, so, and of course, there are a lot of SEO skills that kids could learn while they're doing this. So Michelle, this is your expertise. I know you've worked with kids from challenging circumstances. What do you think? What could young people learn from an obstacle course?
I think through obstacle courses, they could learn definitely self-control, because I know for little ones, it's hard to like kind of wait their turn as they're going around into the different circuits, or, with jump ropes, who's going to use them first. So I think that kind of self-awareness will really help. And also, just working as teams. I think that sometimes that can be challenging for them at first until they know the routine and kind of like what's expected of them. So just continuing to kind of go over those expectations. So.
Really good examples. I think the expectation piece that rises to the top for me is, summer's about flexibility and fun, right? This is, we're celebrating whatever we can find to celebrate. But you do that by providing a little bit of expectation, and then it makes the experience much more enjoyable.
Yeah. And I think it's important because they've been out of school for a while. So I know even mine are need a little bit of structure. They're craving that because it has been kind of just all new. So.
Well, and what about going back, getting ready to go back to school? That's going to look very differently.
Yes.
I can see that, teaching expectations, following guidelines and rules, working together, all going to be really important skills as we go back to school in a very different way.
And I think these parking lot examples or blacktop, like kind of outside examples are going to be really helpful for that, because just from listening to states and their discussions of what they're going to do, a lot of gymnasiums and things might be used as classroom space to, kind of have that space to separate students. So I think outdoor activities are definitely going to be really needed.
Yeah, really good point. I think that's something that out of school folks can bring to schools this fall, is that creativity and flexibility where, after school folks are used to working on shoestring budgets in lone space and getting by, and we're going to have to figure out some more creative ways to help kids learn and move this fall. So hopefully this activity is something you can use. Maybe you could take it back with your staff to foster some of that creativity and innovative thinking as well. Oh, and I did include a link on this slide to a new resource our family engagement team created around summer camp inspired activities. Lots of fun games that you can try. One of my favorites is painting with a ribbon on a stick. So maybe if you get another blank shower curtain, Michelle, you could give that one a try, where you dip a ribbon into paint and then you use that to create a family mural. So again, lots of cooperative activities. So speaking of art, here's another one. This resource is from Commit to Health and Foods of the Month from Park and Rec that I mentioned earlier. I like this one because strawberries are in season and they're really inexpensive right now. And you know, you're chopping up strawberries, Michelle, and what do you do with the strawberry tops? Throw them away. Well, save them for this activity. You basically smash up the strawberry top, mix in a teaspoon of vinegar and a teaspoon of salt, and then it turns into paint that you can use. So really simple. The paint actually smells like strawberries for a few days. I tried it, and the smell fades, but then the color holds fast. I think this is the same one I have on the image there. A little flower. Just a simple activity, but you can get a lot of these types of resources and games, activities in the Foods of the Month Commit to Health curriculum. Yes, Jess. So the link to this activity, it's called Berry Ink. You have a link to it on the slide here. So that'll take you directly to Berry Ink. And again, if you come up with a creative way to do it or adapt it, don't forget to tag Foundations on Twitter. We'd love to see what you come up with. If you're watching the recording of this, definitely give it a try and show us what you made. So you can't click on the links right now because I'm just sharing my screen, but we'll make sure you get a copy of the PDF copy of these slides, and that will give you all of the links. All right, so we've been sitting for about 30 minutes now, so let's take a stretch break. So this is a resource from our friends at the National Center on Health, Physical Activity, and Disability. There are 3 inclusive stretches here. I picked the ones that you could do at your desk. You could certainly do something else if you have a favorite. My favorite is this forearm stretch. So there's the instructions on your screen, but you just take your fingers and kind of pull it back. You do it either way. So pick your favorite stretch. You could do the prayer hands, the handshake. You do all 3. Just shake it out. This resource is called Deskercise, by the way, which I think is the best name. Reminds me of Jazzercise. So when you download the resource, there's many more activities. I just picked these 3 because we're all at our computer right now. And if you're watching the recording, make sure you take the stretch break too.
And Melanie, you can't click on them from the screen, but you will be able to from the actual presentation during the follow-up.
Thanks, Michelle. All right, so how are we doing? Let's do a quick check-in before we move forward. Put one word in the chat box that describes how you're feeling right now. How you feeling, Michelle?
Hungry. No. We're talking about strawberries and all this stuff. Yeah, feeling good.
Cool, tired, calm, full, hopeful, motivated, excited. All right, I like all those adjectives. Let's keep moving. All right, so we have another physical activity for you. So this is also from our friends at the National Center on Health, Physical Activity, and Disability. You'll get a link to this resource. It's one of their inclusive at-home workouts. It's as simple as flipping a coin. So again, we made this chart. You could come up with your own, your kids could come up with their own as well. You could write this on big chart paper. If you're teaching virtually, you could do this exercise. You could make a slide. You're more than welcome to copy my slide. So, Michelle, you want to do a round?
Sure.
All right, I have a coin.
Okay.
Do you want to do round one or do you want to do round two?
I'll do round two.
All right, I'm going to flip the coin. Do you have a preference, skier arms or arm circles?
Probably giant arm circles.
It's your lucky day. It landed on tails. All right, so these are giant arm circles out front. So find some space.
Really silly.
Do some nice arm circles. Don't forget to switch. Do 5 going the other way. So again, this is just a super simple activity that you can weave into any type of presentation. If you're teaching virtually, you can give it a try. Make it your own. If you're wondering what IYT stretches are, it's stretching your arms like an I, a Y, and a T. You could throw in the animal charades, and you could, if the coin lands on heads, you could do the bee doing gymnastics. So there's a lot of ways that you can mix this up. Again, just to add some simple physical activity into whatever you're doing. All right. So we've been moving a little bit. And so if you're thinking, what about a cool down activity? How can if my kids have been outside and we need to calm down, or it's time to refocus, what's an activity I can do? Or if you're thinking, how can I support my staff when there's so much uncertainty going on? Here's a simple meditation activity. We actually won't do it today for time, but I've given you the script on the slide here. Michelle and I have taught this on multiple webinars. I wrote out the script, and it's about 2 pages, but you could adapt it. I actually adapted it. So you're basically reading through a meditation script about being a tree in a forest. So as you're thinking about supporting staff and families, if you want something that's a little calmer, that leaves folks with the lesson of we're stronger together, this tree meditation is a good resource to try. And I've also included a link in the slides about the health benefits of greener parks and green space. This is a brand new resource from our friends at Park and Rec that talks about the benefits of getting outdoors. So if nature is your thing and you want a nature twist on what you're doing, that's a really good resource as well. All right, Michelle, do you want to talk about moving more at home?
Sure. So Moving More at Home is one of our campaigns that is with our partner Kohl's. And so if you're following Healthier Generation on any of the social media outlets, we've definitely put a lot of information out since everyone's been quarantined and out of school and out of their out of school time programs. And a lot of them have really helped with virtual programming, how to get families to move more and eat healthier, and try to stay consistent with sleep with children, even though they're out of school. And so within the Healthy at Home campaign, there's a really cool quiz you can take. It's got 3 questions. It asks like what age group you're working with, if you want to do indoor or outdoor activities, and what the time is. You want to do a quick physical activity break, you want to do it for a little bit longer. And so it's a quiz that you can take in order to kind of plan your own family adventure. And so we've pushed out some really great information. Katie's on the webinar today, who's leading that charge. And it's just been very helpful for me as a parent, in addition to the work that I do, to really keep the kids motivated and moving, and not just being like, go out and ride your bike, leave me, I got work to do. It's kind of helping be more creative and coming up with more fun ideas of what we can do.
Thanks, Michelle. So you see there's a graphic on your screen. It's the purple box that says, let's get moving, plan your family activity. So if you're looking for social media graphics to pass out to families or share with staff, we have those for you as well. So it's a simple way to engage others in activity this summer. So if you like what you're hearing on this webinar and want to engage others, we'd love for you to take the quiz, share the graphics as well. To help you plan your family adventures this summer, our family engagement team has put together an activity tracker. So you could print this out, hang it on your fridge. You could make your own version with paper or with chalkboard or construction paper. Just a simple way that your family can track the different activities that they're trying. So you could take the nature-based bingo and put one of the activities on every day of the week or try something on the weekends. But this printable tracker hopefully will help you have a fun and active summer. So we'd love to know, what is something that you learned during this workshop that you're going to try? So it could be berry ink, it could be the obstacle course, it could be painting a shower curtain, it could be taking the quiz, Animal Olympics, wildlife charades. Awesome, Kelly. Don't forget to tag us. We want to see how it goes. Awesome. Anything else? Strawberries to paint. All right, Michelle, I'm going to see your creation. It's got to be better than the little flower I did.
It won't be my artwork. It'll definitely be one of the children.
Excellent. All right, well, thank you for sharing. I did want to give a shout out to a project Michelle leads. Michelle, I don't know if you want to talk about this, but we have an upcoming opportunity for folks in a few states to get some additional training for healthy out of school.
Yeah, and this is our final year. So we've identified states every year that were part of the Train the Trainer program in health and wellness for out of school time. And last year, when I spoke at the Beyond School Hours conference, we got some really good participants from the states that we identified last year. So if you know anyone in these states for our year 5 training, please share our contact information and we can get some more, whoever emails us, we'll get them more information about what that's going to look like. It will be virtual this year, just like everything else. In the past years, we've been able to do it on site, but yeah, so definitely reach out to us if you're in these states or if you know anyone that would like to participate.
Awesome, thanks, Michelle. And I think the best thing about the Train the Trainer program is that you get trained by Michelle herself, and she'll work with you to spread the good word about helping kids eat healthy, and stay active. So we'd love to have you or folks in the family promoting healthy out of school. So I think that's it. Here's our Healthier Generation social media. You can find us on Twitter using @HealthierGen or on Instagram and Facebook. You got our emails on the previous slide, but again, you're going to get a copy of this. So happy to take if there are any questions or if you have ideas you want to share, but thank you so much for dialing in, and for those of you who watch the recording, we appreciate the work you all are doing.
Thank you so much, guys. This was really fun. As Daniel and Michelle mentioned, we'll be sending out the recording and the slides with all the resources they contained afterwards, as well as a brief survey that you can fill out to receive a certificate of attendance. Next week, we have a webinar on technological literacy and getting your students engaged in technology, and it's going to talk about drones. You can also follow us on social media with the information that's just posted in the chat. And don't forget to check out our Beyond School Hours website. Thank you everyone for joining us. And I hope to see you next week.
Thank you.
Stay cool, everyone.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.